Hey everybody, welcome back to Starkey Farmstead. So my name is Samantha and let's get into this. So who's the shooter? Well, if you go to Twitter, they're all claiming that he's a cis white Republican Christian male. Ooh, his daddy was a minister and ooh, he wasn't trans actually. Actually, let's talk about it. He was pro LGBTQ, had to have been, right? And he was radicalized. Now, the left doesn't radicalize. Believe it or not, being a Christian actually sets you free from your sin, which gives you a much better life. He wasn't radicalized by us. Over 90% of universities in America hire liberals. It's radicalized by the left, and we're going to talk about it. So, just so you guys know, this is why YouTube doesn't pay me because I push back against mainstream media's narrative and they can't stand it. They can't stand it because they're so afraid I'm going to hurt a protected class of people in this country, right? But there's no real racism, right? Mhm. All right. So, what do you guys think about this nonsense? That's how liberals are responding. Um, and you've got this nonsense right here. I mean, these people are weird. I don't care what anybody says.
Emphasis on taking the moral high ground and that you are somehow a better person if you're like, I feel bad for his family. This is the world he wanted and the world he was building. This is a white supremacist who wanted both of us dead. He was shot in the middle of saying something transphobic about trans people. And yet you want to have...
So you can't speak truth anymore because it's transphobic, because I'm protected, because I have a mental illness and should be locked up forever. Forever. But I'm done. And then, of course, you got Lillian Marie here. Read it, because if I say this on YouTube, I'll never, ever get my monetization back. But let's look up the shooter real quick, because I think you guys have a right to look at who this young man was. Yes, his father turned him in because his dad was a career police officer and he turned his own son in. So kudos to you, Dad. But I'm going to be honest with y'all, good people do that. So this wasn't bad parenting that created this monster. All right. Remember the other day when I told you guys and I pointed it out, the cross eyed? I am telling y'all now that demon possession does something with these eyes. Look at this. Almost every insane comment I've seen, the person has a crossed eye. I think demon possession, it does something. Now, look at his shoes. Look at his shoes carefully. All right, this is his dad. I'm going to be very honest with you guys, and I have been in the past, so there's no reason to start being any other way. My mother and father had me arrested the first time and thrown in jail. And I thank God for them. The Lord has restored that relationship. It saved my life. Saved my life. Something I notice living in a majority Black community is they cover up the crimes. They just cover them up. They won't work with the police. They won't say the truth. And so their communities continue with this perpetuated extreme crime. And as hard as it was for his dad, he did the morally correct thing. But I have had several people reach out to me, white people, talking about, oh, could you donate? We really need to get our kid out of jail. No, I'm not donating to you bailing your child out of jail for committing a crime. Okay. I'm not. Leave your child there. Let me tell you something. Too many people don't pay for their crimes anymore. But you want to know what's happening to your children? Schools and universities are radicalizing them. How did we get to where we are in America, where people feel comfortable enough laughing online with no concern about getting in trouble at work, about losing friends and family, or even custody of their children, about the death of another human being, because they've been tribal. They think about, and the left does it a lot. I've seen people on the right do it, but it's mainly a leftist ideological move. Don't be friends with people who are Republicans. If they're conservative, they're bad. Don't talk to them. If your parents are conservative, cut them off. Don't see them on the holidays. So it is the first step of becoming a cult. That's the first thing that they do with your children when they go to university. They question your child's moral upbringing. Now, here's where we failed as Christians. Our kids don't even know how to defend what they believe. They were brought up in the church, but they weren't trained in the Bible. You were too busy at baseball practice. You were too busy out hunting. You were too busy watching movies and playing video games to sit down with your kid and say, we support Israel because this is why we support Israel. This is why we believe this is a sin. This is why we believe that the transgender ideology is wrong and is connected to transhumanism, which is connected to fallen angel technology. This is why you believe what you do, honey. Let me prepare you for the world. We don't do that. So we put our kids, we send our little lambs to the slaughter. You aren't there. This kid was obviously in a dorm room. This is a dorm room. Okay, I know my daughter's in one. He got there and they started questioning. I mean, he's not, the best looking kid. He's kind of geeky looking. So chances are he didn't fit in real well. And when he got there, they started challenging his belief system and he failed. Do you guys see this? What he's wearing right here is a turtle suit. You know why they put him in these? Because they're threatening to harm themselves, or there's a chance he's going to do it. Now watch this picture. You see where I'm at in this so I can see if I'm blocking it. All right, so yep, I got to roll it up a bit for y'all. Got to roll it up a bit. Oops, sorry, that's not what I want to do. I want to do this. You see that over here? Let me see if you can see it now. I'm still learning all this. So you guys give me a break. Yep, look at the shoes. Let me go this way. Look at the shoes. Okay. Yeah, right. Uh-oh, Sam may have messed this whole thing up. Let me see if I can. See if I can get it big again, you guys. Oh no. I don't know how to fix it. Oh, wait, here it is. So I can see it. All right, there we go. So let me get my face out of here. All right. The engravings on the bullets of Charlie Kirk's assassin, Tyler Robinson, have revealed, hey, fascists, catch up arrow symbol, right arrow and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, oh, Bella Chow, Bella Kayo, whatever. And a third unfired casing read, if you read this, you are gay. Laugh my A off. All right, so let me tell y'all what true fascism is. The left. True fascism is trying to stop anybody else's opinion but your own.
Chow, chow, chow. And a third unfired casing read, if you read this, you are gay, LMAO. We are that had been engraved on.
Okay. I just wanted to share that with you guys. What's going on, what they're saying. I'll see you in Valhalla.
Lastly,
To my friend Charlie Kirk. Rest now, brother. We have the watch. And I'll see you in Valhalla.
Oh no, Kash Patel's eyes, you guys. Look at him.
Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk.
Holy crap. Kash Patel now has crossed eyes. When did this happen? Somebody's got to put in comments. When did that happen? Was it always like that? I do not remember Kash Patel's eyes being like this. He's been possessed. Valhalla is hell. It's not heaven. Oh my gosh. Somebody says, just make clear the killer is a white American resident. Will he be called American terrorist for America or just a brown in other countries? I, as a Mexican, pray for the beautiful family of Charlie, but I doubt he would have grain of salt of compassion for an immigrant. Oh, Jesus. If you're here legally, maybe. We're tired of you invading our country. All right. So we got a problem with Kash Patel. I guess we're going to have to deep dive that one next. I'm just saying, you guys. I'm just saying we're going to have to deep dive the Kash Patel cross eyes in the use of Valhalla instead of anything that's got to do with God. Okay? That's a problem. Christians, we've got to stop ignoring what is directly in front of our faces. It says, there were 3 arrows drawn on Tyler Robinson's shell casings just like this. Antifa. Stop saying he was a white, cis, Republican Christian. That boy wasn't Christian. He was demonically possessed, which if you're a child of God, you cannot be possessed by demons, okay? You can't. So if you're trying to claim that, you're ideologically wrong. And if you're a Christian that's being oppressed, it's called sin. Break the sin cycle. It's just mind-blowing to me that these kids call everybody else fascist while they refuse to let Jewish kids into classrooms. They write hate speech on everything, and they believe in political violence. That is legitimately what fascism means. But that is how much your money buys you at a public university in America. Get your kids out of public school. I am so tired of hearing parents say, I don't have a choice. I have to work. My husband has to work. I'm a single mom. First off, bad on you. I'm tired of being nice about these things. Ask for help from people. Start a church school. Well, we don't attend church, Samantha, because we can't find a church that we like. It's not about a church that you like. It's about a church that preaches the Bible and calls out sin. Otherwise, this is going to continue to happen with your children because you're not raising them to be strong Christians. You're giving them to the left to raise them. His dad was a 27-year police veteran. His father did the right thing and turned him in, and now his son faces the death penalty. Yeah, there we are. Those crossed eyes. There we are. Crossed eyes. Now Kash Patel has it. It says here that he was driven by hatred for Kirk's views, which he labeled fascist. This is what happens when you have a whole decade of the media and college professors branding anyone isn't a liberal a fascist. The entire group of them, all of them have blood on their hands. Oh God, here's Andrew Tate. He cannot help himself. He's such a fake.
So Charlie's killer has been caught, some 22-year-old dweeb, some theater kid who managed to kill a man far greater than he could ever be. What comes next? Well, this is extremely simple. He's now been apprehended. Now that he's been apprehended, he should be interviewed publicly. And the name of every single inspiration that comes out of his mouth, when we ask him why he believed what he thought about Charlie, all of the liberal media, all of the left-wing influencers, all of his friends, anybody who told him bad things about Charlie, every single name he says, they are all in a RICO case and they also go to jail. He is then thrown in a cell, and the only way he can get food in this barren landscape is by carving the word sorry into his own skin with a knife. Eventually, when he's run out of...
Actually, I was agreeing with him till he got to that insanity. Somebody, the ring lord, said, so Tyler Robinson is this ugly, horse-eyed, 22-year-old piece of crap that shot Charlie Kirk with a 30-06 rifle. How do you become radicalized as a 22-year-old middle-class kid living in Utah? The left are just spawning straight-up demons. You have any doubt about the responsibility of academia in turning relatively normal kids into monsters, I give you Tyler Robinson.
$32,000.
Okay.
Congratulations. You have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000. This scholarship is available for 4 years or 8 semesters.
Okay.
Congratulations. You have been selected to receive...
Sounds like he's got younger siblings. God have mercy. His family, you guys, they didn't raise this monster. They didn't raise him like that. When he left for college, after years of getting bits and pieces of it in high school, this is what happens to your children. I'm going to say it again. Get your babies out of public school. I quit teaching public school when Obama was president, and he decided to do the, I can't even think of the name of it now. You drop it in comments. Y'all know what I'm talking about. A normal middle class kid. That's what they want. They're radicalizing them. What they thought Tyler Robinson was going to look like. No, I figured it was going to be a regular looking kid. But it's these that are sharing their demons. Folks, listen to me. You can pass that mess. You can pass that mess on. Demons are catchable. His mom is Amber, is a social worker who studied at Utah University. He's a white privileged liberal. Exactly what I expected. Yeah, probably. Because social workers now are 90% liberal too, same in education. And his mom didn't want to turn him in. Oh my gosh, look what he dressed up as. This photo of Tyler Robinson was posted on his mother's Facebook from Halloween 2017. The hate that festered against conservatives, MAGA, and President Trump has been festering for 8 years. Look what he's doing. He's in a hunting outfit with a weapon, the younger kid. And he is riding on the shoulders of a Trump doll, a fake Trump doll. Parents, okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe mom and dad did create that. Yeah. He's wearing a mask outside. You always can tell. Y'all can claim that he's a Republican from a Republican family, but he's wearing a mask. It is language that is kill. That kills. You guys did this. I lay it at the feet of the media. Project Mockingbird. Do your research, folks. I want to show y'all something else I think that is like crazy. Let me do this real fast. Watch this. Of course, they're trying to say that Alex Jones pushes wild claim Amazon book predicted, but the books are there. Amazon lists book on Charlie Kirk's death a day before killing, claiming he survived. The shooting of Charlie Kirk became an unlikely trend for Amazon books on Thursday, with numerous offerings going on viral within a matter of hours. Thursday, it says a now deleted book on the e-commerce site also sparked conspiracy theories after eagle-eyed netizens noted it was published the day before the attack. The ebook provided a faithful recounting of the setting and the attack before diverging drastically to claim Kirk had survived. Charlie Kirk was shot dead during an event in Utah on September 10th. With no suspects, well, they have them now. The now deleted book listing claimed to provide an in-depth, humanized account of the shooting, the immediate aftermath, and the ripple effects. Where'd it go? Sorry. That reached far beyond Utah. It was also ensured the inclusion of detailed reporting, firsthand testimonies, and careful analysis of the tragedy, none of which were available at the time of publication. A somewhat more alarming detail was the rather erroneous claim that Kirk had survived the shooting and remained stable in the hospital. Anybody else? Let me ask y'all something. Anybody else see a picture of him being wheeled into an ambulance? Oh, that's on the book. The sight of the conservative commentator being wheeled into an ambulance, pale but alive, became one of the most shared images of the day. Doctors later confirmed that Kirk had been struck in the neck. The injury was serious, but not immediately fatal. Okay, let me tell you guys something. There was no ambulance for Charlie, first off. He was taken by vehicle. I spent the $7 so you don't have to. The shooting of Charlie Kirk by Anastasia J. Casey, published a day before the event on September 9th. Take a look at these 2 pages. Who is this Arthur? We need a deep dive. Somebody's got more time than me. The shooting of Charlie Kirk. Chapter 6. In the immediate aftermath of the shooting, Charlie Kirk was rushed to a nearby trauma center in Orem. Eyewitnesses recalled the urgency of paramedics working at the scene, applying pressure to his wound and stabilizing him as students and staff looked on in disbelief. The sight of the conservative commentator being wheeled into an ambulance, pale but alive, became one of the most shared images of the day. Doctors later confirmed that Kirk had been struck in the neck. The injury was serious but not immediately fatal. Through the location of the wound, raised fears of long-term damage to his vocal cords, airway, or spinal column. Medical teams acted quickly to control bleeding, prevent infection, and maintain his breathing. For several hours after the shooting, little concrete information was released to the public, leaving supporters and detractors alike glued to news broadcasters, social media for updates. By late evening, hospital officials announced that Kirk was in stable but critical condition, undergoing emergency surgery. Final reflection. The shooting at Utah Valley University was a shocking and heartbreaking event. Yet through the chaos, fear, and uncertainty, the response of students, faculty, law enforcement, and the broader community illuminates the potential for courage, solidarity, and through thoughtful reflection. Ultimately, this book is a testament to those choices, a guide not to just understanding a single tragic event, but to learning from it, confronting the challenge it reveals, and striving toward a safer, more thoughtful, and more united America. September 9th. Today is the 12th, September 12th. Charlie Kirk was shot September 10th. Who is Anastasia J. Casey? Who is that? Sorry, guys. You're just going to have to wait a second while I dig. Everybody be looking right now all together. Everybody check your phones. See if we can find something different. Anastasia. Let me make sure I spell that right. Anastasia Make sure you write author. Little is known about Anastasia J. Casey, and her identity remains a mystery. The unusual circumstances surrounding the book's publication have led to widespread intrigue. Oh, now we're getting fact checks immediately. Now, immediately. But even if they backdated it, like they're trying to claim, why did she claim he survived? Was the shooting of Charlie Kirk book published by Anastasia J. Casey the day before Kirk was shot and killed in Utah on September 2020? No, that's not true. An Amazon spokesperson told Lead Stories the title was published in the afternoon on September 10th. And the date of September 9th that appeared on the website for the book was a technical issue. An AI text detector concluded that it was 92.8% likely the book description was written by artificial intelligence. The publication was originally available for purchase on Amazon on September 10th, and the publication date was listed as September 9th as an archive on the page shows. This is what the cover looked like. It was 69 pages. It had one review. It says we have content guidelines governing which books can be listed for sale, and we remove books that do not adhere to these guidelines. The title in question is no longer available for sale due to a technical issue. The date of publication has been displayed for this title while it was briefly listed was incorrect. She has no other publications listed on Amazon or any other publications that anybody knows of. It was an AI generated book, 92.8% likely, but they're fact checking us. Nobody knows who this person is. It says, though the book listing has been removed, screenshots showing the book's cover, title, and date circulated wildly on Twitter. Using users question the timing and authorship. The listing reportedly appeared on Amazon for a short time before being taken down. I just showed you in the video prior to this one what the government can do, friends and family, how they do this, even if this has nothing to do with his actual death. Let me tell you what they do, friends. They do this kind of stuff to start causing you and I to not trust anyone. This is all out of the military playbook. All of this. This is all MK Ultra. You guys know. They changed my husband's surgery date. I'm blah over that. It's gonna be October 14th. I'm fighting with the medical insurance. YouTube doesn't pay me, and I'm really second guessing whether I want to continue doing this for a life because I'd like to live a life. But I love you guys, and truth has to come out. But true fascism is trying to shut up people just because you don't agree with them. I love you guys so much. Be safe out there.